Hello, record nerds of the internet. It's that time of month again to show you all the money I wasted on records. Coming up next.
Six in the morning.
Alright, so I'll try to do this with where I bought them from. We'll start with stuff I bought online. And we'll start with this. Plosivs. This is a band containing John Reese from Record from the Crypt fame and Rob Crow of Pinback fame, doing the music you would expect them to do. It is not as good as either of those two bands separately, I assume. Not that I assume, in my opinion. It's on red vinyl. And it's pretty good. I bought it online rather than locally because I couldn't find it locally. Everyone was sold out. Pinhead Gunpowder, Jump Salty. This is Billy Joe Armstrong from Green Day and Mike Kirsch of Fuel and other bands. This is on splatter red and orange vinyl. This is put out by 1234 Go Records out of San Francisco. This is the indie exclusive color variant. And then I also got this from them. Bad Religion Suffer. So 1234 Go does exclusive color vinyl records. They did this, Bad Religion. This is number 71 of 1,000. That's pretty awesome. And this is on this cool, clear, with red little wisps in it. Looks like blood and water. So my son, the other day, was begging me to stop buying jazz records. He's like, Dad, everyone's sick of listening to jazz. Everyone hates it. Stop buying jazz records. So I bought this locally. Just Coolin' from Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers. Has Lee Morgan, Hank Mobley. So you'd be like, hey, how do you go wrong with that? Well, apparently this isn't a very good record. This was something that got shelved at some point. And then they put it out under the Blue Note Classic Series, or the 80th. I don't know. It came out in 2020. So, whatever that means to you. It's one of those two things. So I got that at a local shop called Black Dots. And then I went to another local shop in Buffalo called Cool Beats. I picked up this Pete Shelley album. Pete Shelley being the singer slash guitar player from the Buzzcocks. This is, you know, not the Buzzcocks. This sounds sort of more, I don't know, electronic. It's kind of cool to hear his voice, though, doing something that's not the Buzzcocks. That was used. They also had this Devo record that I picked up. It's on white vinyl from Rhino Records. It's kind of cool. They did like a repro of the original sleeve where you could order, you know, the like Devo outfit. I don't know what happens if you send them money now, but you know, probably nothing. You probably just waste your money. But that's kind of cool. And then at that same record store, I picked up Bauhaus, their first record. This is the most recent reissue that I believe is out of print already, but they still had it, so that was cool. So we as a family went down to Ocean City, Maryland, and we went to my daughter's dance competition, the Nationals down there. And they're outside of Ocean City is a town called Berlin. So we went to a little record store there. I don't remember the name. And when I go to stores, I like to buy stuff to support small record stores. I picked up this Run the Jewels record. This is their first one. I kind of slept on Run the Jewels. I thought, you know, that a lot of people liked them, which meant I can't like them. So I kind of ignored them for years, and recently I got into them. This is on orange vinyl. And so while I was at that store, they also had this Run the Jewels. This is their third record. This is why you don't let your kids would touch, like, look at my son borrowed this, and look how gross it is. Can't wash his goddamn hands. This is a double LP on something. On this cool gold vinyl. And then while I was there, I saw this. I don't know if I could say this on YouTube, but I'm going to do it anyway. The Hard-Ons. Peel Me Like an Egg. So this is an Australian punk band. This is on an American label called Wall Ride Records. This is a newer record. They, you know, started in the 80s, and then they broke up, and then they got back together. This is one of those. They're an interesting band. They'll have one song that sounds like Slayer, and the next song will sound like the Beach Boys, and then the next song will sound like Big Drill Car or the Descendants or something on Cruise Records. And this record's pretty good. So I watch a channel that I think you should all subscribe to. Well, at least if you're into stuff like this, punk stuff, you should check out his channel. He has a channel called the Long Gone Loser Rock Show. And if you were to take a Venn diagram of the things that he's into and the things that I'm into, it would pretty much be just two circles on top of each other. He does get into more metal than I do. He has like a video on Kiss and stuff like that. I don't really like Kiss, but he's into skateboards and punk and stuff like that. And he did a video of all of his Hard-On shirts, which I'm like, how many could that be? Like 3 of them? And now it went on for like a day and a half. So go check out his channel. It's really one of my favorite channels right now. It has a lot of cool stuff going on there. Check it out. Subscribe. He's only got like 100 subscribers. He should have at least, I don't know, 100,000 more. And then while we were at that record store, my son saw this. Billy Joel, and my wife likes Billy Joel, so he called my wife, or texted my wife, and was like, hey, they have Billy Joel here, do you want it? And she's like, yeah. And so this was $5. When I used to own my record store, you know how many records of Billy Joel I sold for $1 in the dollar bin? All of his records. So I love buying a record I sold for $1 for $5. All right, so then once we left the state of Maryland, we went to visit my wife's family, her brother and sister-in-law, their family in Virginia. And then we went to Annapolis, which is also in Maryland. Don't ask. And so we went to a record store called Ka-Chunk. And I know that because it's still on here. And so they had this X record. This is their second record. It's a reissue that came out a couple years ago. This is actually out of print as well. So I grabbed that. And then we went to another record store in Annapolis that the name escapes me. And I picked up this Appleseed Cast record. This is one I didn't already have. It's on clear vinyl. It has really cool packaging. which I will show you. So it like opens up, and then the record itself slides into the little pocket that's like folded in there. That's cool, right? And then it's printed on the inside. And then this is embossed. And this is on clear vinyl. So that's cool. You know what's not cool though about this record? Clearly they didn't listen to the test presses, because this thing is pressed off center, and so on the one side it's you know, like Leslie or a Hammond B3 speaker that you know. Listen to your test presses labels. What the heck? You don't just get those to sell them for $50. You get those so you can make sure that the pressing is correct. And then, so I also went to a store in Baltimore called Soundgarden. Now, there's a Soundgarden in Syracuse, New York, which is like 2 hours from me. And it's a really cool store because their prices are fantastic. They are nice and cheap, and they are well stocked. And the same can be said for the one in Baltimore. And I picked up this there. The Ladies. This is on temporary residence. And it is Rob Crow from Pinback and Zach Hill from Death Grips. And they just reissued this. And it is on some color of vinyl. It's on this yellow vinyl. So that's pretty cool. This is not Rob Crow's best work, but as a Rob Crow fan, I'm going to buy all the stuff. And then they had this used. This is a Throbbing Gristle box set. So Throbbing Gristle was they might still be around, a noise band from England. And this has 2 of their releases. It has, I don't know, whatever this album's called. It's Gatefold. Is this on colored vinyl? Maybe. Yeah, it's on clear vinyl. So this is called Part 2, The Endless Knot. And then also included is TG Now, which is an EP. This also might be on a color of vinyl. Also on clear. And then it came with this poster of the mountain range, you've seen there, and then Throbbing Gristle stickers, you know, for your skateboard or, I don't know, whatever grown-ups put stickers on. I don't know. That's it. That's all the records I bought. It's still a lot. Take it easy.